Breaking overnight protests in Madison turned to destruction, and two statues no longer sit at the Capitol. We have team coverage this morning.
All this as a Republican-fronted police reform bill will be introduced at the nation's capital today. Why it likely won't go anywhere. That's straight ahead.
This is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, folks. Major damage, missing statues, and more. That's what we're waking up to in downtown Madison.
Yeah, for the first time in weeks, overnight protests there turned destructive.
We'll start with the latest on that breaking news this morning and a live look at some of the damage around the Tommy Thompson Youth Center overnight. That's where protesters broke windows and damaged several buildings in that area. This is all around the state capitol, including that building itself. Light fixtures and windows are broken at the Capitol. Protesters also knocked over concrete planters, and parts of the building have graffiti on it this morning. Police say they had to use a spray on those protesters who were trying to force their way into the Capitol. Protesters also used a Molotov cocktail to set a small fire at the downtown police precinct. The demonstration eventually came to an end around 2:30 this morning when protesters went home for the night. Right now, two statues outside the Capitol are also no longer standing after last night's demonstrations. Our Christina Laurie is live on the square now, where one of those statues once stood. Christina, good morning to you.
Hi, Josh. The other statue we were talking about in the last half hour forward tends to get more notoriety, but the statue that once stood here of Hans Christian Heg just off the King Street corner of the Capitol is also missing. This pedestal vandalized as well. Let's talk a little bit about Hans Christian Heg. He served in the Union Army during the Civil War, leading the 15th Wisconsin Infantry. Before his military career, Heg was an outspoken activist against slavery, serving as the leader in an anti-slave catcher militia. He died at the Battle of Chickamauga in North Georgia. Now, just minutes ago, we talked to Ebony Anderson Carter. She's a community activist. She was out here telling us she wants local and state politicians to return to the Capitol.
I would like to see our governor come home. The Capitol is where we solve problems, but nobody's coming here to solve a problem. There are all these conversations that are being had amongst the people that these conversations don't need to be had with. The conversations need to be had with the youth.
Now, we're still working to learn what, if anything, the Capitol plans to do with these now vacant pedestals. Coming up in 30 minutes, we are going to head back to the other side of the Capitol to show you the damage happening there. Josh?
Christina Laurie live from downtown this morning. Christina, thank you. New video into the newsroom this morning shows the alleged assault during last night's protest against a Democratic representative from Milwaukee. Check out this video. It was sent to CBS News by State Senator Tim Carpenter. You can see here he was filming the crowd as protesters began shouting at Carpenter, and two of them ran up to confront him. That's when he tells the Journal-Sentinel they attacked him. Carpenter says he was punched 5 or 6 times and was kicked in the head. I'm working to learn more details about the possible assault this morning, including Senator Carpenter's condition. Be sure to stick with News 3 Now for the latest throughout the morning.
And we're hearing from our state's elected officials this morning reacting to the overnight demonstrations.
That includes a call from one state rep to avoid the city of Madison altogether. Representative Jim Steineke tweeted his advice to all Wisconsinites, advising against traveling to Madison, saying, quote, "It is unsafe and your lives could be in danger. The mayor has lost control. Governor Evers refuses to take control." As of now, we still have not heard from many of our state's top Democrats. That includes Governor Evers and Lieutenant Governor Barnes. Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway also has not commented yet.
So these protests started after an arrest that was made early yesterday afternoon. We have video of this arrest right here. This is from Madison Police. It's the moments leading up to the arrest of Devanir Johnson. He can be seen following a man into Cooper's Tavern using a megaphone and carrying a baseball bat. Well, here's the street camera. The other video you saw was from a witness. Now, they go into Cooper's Tavern. He was using his megaphone and his baseball bat. And then once outside, the street camera captures the moment when police arrive. The bat falls to the ground. Officers attempt to take him into custody. There's a struggle. Then Johnson was carried to the car. A few moments later, He breaks away and runs away. Officers ended up tackling him and putting him in handcuffs. Police say 2 officers suffered minor injuries, and Johnson also suffered scrapes to his arms and leg.
Johnson is facing tentative charges, including disorderly conduct while armed and resisting arrest. Protesters say they believe Johnson was using his voice to spread his message and shouldn't have been arrested in the way he was. A crowd formed outside the Dane County Jail and started marching around downtown, blocking busy streets and encouraging folks at home to join them. Our crew on the scene saw at least 1 car drive through the crowd near Blair Street. There were no apparent injuries. To the south now, protests continue in Atlanta overnight as well. They're calling for the release of a suspect in the Wendy's restaurant fire that broke out during protests over Rayshard Brooks' death. Natalie White was arrested yesterday afternoon. Police say they believe she was at least one of the people responsible for the fire. White was also possibly in a relationship with Brooks before his death. Her attorney says they did know each other and that his client did not start the fire.
Also in Georgia, the state legislature is sending a hate crimes bill to the desk of Governor Brian Kemp. If signed into law, Georgia would no longer be among 4 states without hate crime legislation on the books. Advocates and lawmakers renewed their push to pass the bill after the killing of Ahmaud Arbery, a 25-year-old black man pursued by 2 white men and shot dead while jogging through a Brunswick neighborhood back on February 23rd. Walmart is removing one state's flag from its shelves. The company says it'll no longer display the Mississippi state flag in its stores. That includes the 85 locations currently in Mississippi. The Mississippi state flag does include the Confederate battle flag in its design. Walmart says this new policy falls in line with its decision a few years ago to stop selling all merchandise with the Confederate flag.
6:06 right now. More showers and thunderstorms are in the forecast. Hattie has all the details for us. An active pattern this week.
Yeah, kind of busy this week. Again, we do have a chance for some showers and isolated thunderstorms in the area today. You can see this just general thunderstorm activity across most of the state today. As we head into Thursday, we'll stay dry through the day, but overnight there is a marginal risk for severe storms for western Wisconsin. And then again on Friday, I think that's our best chance for some stronger thunderstorms across the area. That slight risk area does cover about the southeastern half of the state. So again, that is Friday. For today, it's going to be a lot like it was yesterday. The radar map is quiet right now. We're not seeing any activity, but as we go through the afternoon, I do expect some scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms to begin to develop across northern Wisconsin and then head into the southern part of the state. So dry through at least the morning hours. Here's a look at your future track forecast model. Again, a little bit of cloud cover moving through early this morning, but lots of sunshine as you head towards the lunch hour. Temperatures will be back in the low 70s today by lunchtime. Through the afternoon, here come those showers. Just like yesterday, a few isolated rumbles of thunder. You may have some gusty winds and some cloud-to-ground lightning, but that's about it. All we're expecting from these showers. They will move through the area through the evening and come to an end as the sun sets tonight. Now, here's a look at a wider view for this upcoming weekend. We'll start your wider view of future track Thursday evening. Quiet through the day on Thursday. Overnight Thursday, there is a chance for rain, especially to the north and west as this next system moves in. This system for Friday and Saturday has tapped into some Gulf Coast moisture, so there is some heavy rain possible later in the day on Friday. Here you can see Friday evening, pretty wet for the entire state. The latest forecast models, though, are taking that rain south of the area as we go through the day on Saturday. So that's better for us if you're looking for a dry forecast on Saturday and then again on Sunday, looking mainly dry. Total rain from that next round, Friday into Saturday, could be anywhere from ½ an inch to around an inch across southern Wisconsin. Here's a look at your extended forecast. We then go to very warm and humid conditions. High temperatures will be at least in the mid-80s. We may need to bump those up a little bit as we go through the next couple of days. It's going to be humid as well with heat index values in the 90s.
All right, Hattie, thank you very much. 6:08 now. Senate Republicans plan to introduce a policing reform bill later today, while Democrats say they'll block it for being threadbare. President Trump is even tweeting on the issue, saying the measure has support from both police and people of color. Republican Senator Tim Scott's bill does not include a federal ban on chokeholds, and some Democrats also want to talk about removing qualified immunity that essentially protects police from civil suits for actions they take while on duty. Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says they will not, quote, federalize those issues. A separate House bill by Democrats will likely pass that chamber tomorrow.
President Trump is back at the White House this morning after campaigning in Phoenix last night. During a rally, he accused Democrats of trying to rig the upcoming presidential election.
This will be, in my opinion, the most corrupt election in the history of our country, and we cannot let this happen. They want it to happen so badly.
The president says Democrats are using the coronavirus outbreak as an excuse to expand mail-in voting. He says those ballots can be stolen or forged even by foreign powers. Those claims, though, on mail-in voter fraud, however, have been repeatedly debunked. Mail-in voting is being pushed by bipartisan officials across the country as a safer alternative during the pandemic. Many Republican senators are distancing themselves now from these allegations. Twitter is making sure all of its employees will have time to vote. The company says all national election days will now become paid days off. The policy will apply both to U.S. workers and international employees on their respective election days. The exception will be those who work in elections-related fields, including the security of Twitter services. Until now, employees got 2 paid hours off on election days.
10 minutes past 6 o'clock on a Wednesday morning. A look at the roads right now. No crashes to speak of across the Madison Metro. Just a couple of delays popping up near the Capitol. East Wash looking pretty good. And if you're hopping on the Beltline right now from the interstate, you should be moving at posted speeds. Just a couple of brake lights near the Stoughton Road interchange. That's your first one traffic.
All right, 6:10 now. This next story will be music to your ears. One of your favorite summer pastimes is still happening this year, just in a different format. I'll tell you what we're talking about next.
And you may want to check your fridge. The salad that's being recalled. That's when News 3 Now This Morning returns.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is this weekend only. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only in the Exhibition Hall at the Alliant Energy Center, Madison.
Our home is the training ground for her dreams policy from American Family Insurance. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly.
Though challenges surround us, life still goes on. There's still time to dream, still plans to be made. And if you're retiring soon, still deadlines to be met. We talk with people every day who need to replace their employer benefits when they retire. We can answer your questions too, so you can feel good about the decisions you make. For a retirement benefits checklist, visit us online or call Physicians Mutual Insurance Company today.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
The open road, the wind in your hair, the feeling of freedom that drives us to go out and discover. At Chevy, we're committed to getting you there with confidence and peace of mind. That's why your Chevy Clean dealers commit to using enhanced vehicle cleaning measures with CDC-approved cleansers. If you need a new Silverado, get 0% APR for 72 months or $5,500 cash allowance on all Silverado Crew Cab pickups. You may even shop online and take delivery at home where available.
Two opportunities to play. Two opportunities to draw.
2 daily draws
Each day
from the Wisconsin Lottery, with one at midday.
That's at 1:30.
And another in the evening.
That's at 9.
For pick 3, pick 4, and all or nothing.
More chances to play each day. More chances to play each day.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is this weekend only. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only in the Exhibition Hall at the Alliant Energy Center, Madison.
Welcome back at 6:14. Developing right now, we're waiting for another update from Milwaukee police this morning after a home and van reportedly linked to sex trafficking went up in flames. Take a look at this new video where a crowd outraged over 2 missing teen girls set the house on fire. After officers searched the area yesterday, a crowd of people broke into it and smashed the van's windows. Neighbors believe the missing girls were seen there earlier this week. Family members say the girls have been found and are safe this morning, but investigators have not confirmed that to us. Milwaukee's police chief says 3 people were shot in the crowd during the unrest. All 3 are being treated at hospitals this morning. 1 firefighter and 7 police officers were also injured but will be okay. It's not clear if any arrests have been made yet.
Nearly 20,000 of the 25,000 people who have contracted the coronavirus in Wisconsin have now recovered. DHS says more than 290 new cases were confirmed Tuesday, including 5 more deaths, bringing the statewide death total to 750. When it comes to the percentage of new cases, that is back around 2% for the latest data, a dramatic drop from just a couple of days ago. Still, though, that orange line is on its way up. New data shows higher rates of the coronavirus in Latinx populations. Researchers at Johns Hopkins Medicine looked at test results for nearly 38,000 people in the Baltimore, Washington area. They found COVID-19 rates were 3 times higher among Latinx than any other racial or ethnic group.
New research shows Americans are not happy. Smithsonian Magazine reports on 2 studies that suggest that we're living in historically unhappy times right now. One set of data tracks the language people use on Twitter that shows a substantial drop in happiness during the start of the pandemic. There's another drop that aligns with the death of George Floyd. The other study by the University of Chicago shows Americans are the unhappiest they've been in nearly 5 decades. That study was conducted in May before the death of George Floyd. If you're interested in examining the data yourself, I've posted a link on my Facebook page.
With unemployment still at record high levels, the Better Business Bureau has a new warning out this morning for those looking for work. A new study by the BBB says more than half of the people targeted by these scams are unemployed. The study looked at scammers who pretended to be representatives of well-known businesses. They trick victims into sending them money by claiming to be offering them a job. The BBB found that 53% of these victims were unemployed when they were targeted. Nearly 3/4 of those who lost money in the scams said they already didn't have enough income to cover their monthly bills.
Hattie's out on the Hattie-O patio with a look at the forecast, and she's wearing a jacket, but it's not so bad out there, Hattie.
No, it's not bad. I don't have any sleeves on the dress, so that's really the main impetus behind the jacket this morning. But it's a pretty nice start to the day. 59 here in Madison. Winds are calm. Dew points are in the mid-50s, so the air is relatively dry. Humidity says 90%. It's always pretty high in the morning, but as our temperature climbs through the day, that humidity will drop. Now, take a look. We have a lot of clouds in the area right now, but still some sunshine is expected through the morning. Dew points are in the 50s across the area, so no issues with humidity. They're expected to remain fairly steady through the day today in the mid-50s, right around 55 to 56 degrees. So it's not going to feel terribly humid. Just like yesterday, though, some scattered showers and even a few isolated thunderstorms are possible through the afternoon and evening. So prepare for that. It'll be dry this morning, but maybe as you head home from work or if you're out later on this afternoon, you might find yourself under one of those showers or thunderstorms. Highs will be in the middle 70s. Here's a look at our rain chances. Again, pretty small. You're likely going to stay dry through the lunch hour today and early afternoon. After about 2 o'clock, that's when our chances for rain start to increase, and they'll come to an end as the sun sets. Coming up in a few minutes, we'll talk more about that extended forecast. If you've given the AC a break for the last couple of days, make sure you have it ready. You're going to want to have it on again through the weekend, right into next week.
Okay, thank you, Hattie. 6:18, you may want to check your fridge this morning. There's a recall of salad mixes that's expanding. Health officials are investigating an outbreak of cyclospora infections. Hy-Vee, Jewel Osco, and Aldi grocery stores have all removed these bagged salads here from their shelves. The FDA says the outbreak is affecting states in the Midwest, including Wisconsin. There have been 122 reported illnesses and 19 hospitalizations since May. Cyclospora is a microscopic parasite that can cause diarrhea, loss of appetite, stomach cramps, and bloating, as well as nausea and fatigue. The FDA and CDC are still investigating the outbreak.
AMC Theaters says it's now revising its mask policy for its planned reopening. All customers visiting the theater chain will now be required to wear a mask. This comes after the company's CEO was criticized last week for saying they would not be required to avoid political controversy. He says that was the wrong decision to make. The theater will be selling masks at its concession stand for those who show up without one. All employees will also be required to wear a mask.
So summer may have officially started on the 20th, but for a lot of people here in Madison, it doesn't really begin until there's live music outdoors at the Capitol.
We are, of course, talking about concerts on the square, but those performances had to be initially delayed by the pandemic. The show must go on, though, just in a different format. The Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra is hosting drive-in screenings of past concerts at the Duck Pond. Right now, they're planning 2 dates at the Duck Pond, tonight and again next month on July 22nd. There will be 2 showings each day at 7 and 8:45.
Tonight's show will be one of the most popular performances, the 2015 concert It's Wonderful, which includes the Sound of Music medley, Smoke Gets in Your Eyes, Armed Forces Salute, and the 1812 Overture. It costs $25 a car to get into Warner Park. About 115 cars can fit inside.
This is a great option, and Concerts on the Square is also letting folks know if Dane County does move into Phase 3, they're hoping to hold at least 2 concerts on the square in real life. Those would be on August 25th and September 1st.
All right, hopefully they can squeeze a couple of them in at the end of the summer.
Hoping here. All right, 6:20 your time now. Let's take a live look at the Capitol this morning, where at least 2 statues are removed from their posts after protesters tore them down overnight.
Yeah, we're giving you a live look at one of the platforms that one of those statues once stood. Coming up in our next half hour, we will have a live report on all the damage and the demonstrations from the Capitol Square from overnight. We'll be right back.
Get the facts with Reality Check, only on News 3 Now.
Ashley Home Store's Mattress Marathon ends soon. Don't miss our biggest mattress sale of the year. Pay as little as $22 a month for Tempur-Pedic with 6 years no-interest financing. Doorbuster Queen mattresses are just $95 while they last. Through Monday at Ashley Home Store.
Feldco season is here, and the signs are all around us. Like free installation on all windows, siding, and doors, and no interest for 1 year. It's time to jump on that home renovation project and free installation, all from the comfort of home. That gives you time to make the most of your Feldco season.
Free installation ends soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
When looking for a TV and internet provider, we know you have a choice. This is Jessica. She still has satellite TV.
Well, I get tons of HD.
Spectrum has tons of HD, and we love Spectrum's 24-hour local news channel. Plus, we get exclusive access to premium original content with Spectrum Originals.
I don't have that.
Get Spectrum TV from $44.99 a month. Call 833-976-4499.
Spectrum Internet starts at 200 megabits with no data caps and a free modem.
We have to get internet from another company, and it isn't nearly as fast.
Spectrum Internet, $44.99 a month.
I'd switch, but I'm stuck in a contract and would have to pay up to $480 to cancel.
Spectrum has no contracts, and they'll pay up to $500 to help you out of yours.
That's it. I'm switching to Spectrum.
Get Spectrum TV and internet from $44.99 a month each. Call 833-976-4499.
If you have a fear of overpaying, you have FOOP. But don't worry, US Cellular has your back with the Samsung Galaxy S25G. Free when you switch, plus no activation fees. Stream without disruption, capture and post without restriction, and do it all without FOOP. Switch and get a free Samsung Galaxy S25G at US Cellular. Choose fair.
Seeing the joy that people feel when they share a meal with family and friends, that's why we do this. The laughter of kids around the table, the thrill of families driving through for a treat, the delight of not having to cook, and instead letting us safely serve you. It all comes back to taking care of each other. And for that, we'll be here with your favorites, and always a smile.
Salute massive savings at Ashley Home Store's Stars and Stripes event. Save up to 60% off. Plus, take a bonus 10% off our sale prices at checkout. And interest-free financing for 3 years on top of our very best deals. Ashley Home Store. This is home.
6:23 your time on this Wednesday, and this picture might cheer you up a little bit. Greg sent in this stunner.
It is stunning. Thanks, Greg. What's your morning look like? Snap a pic, share it on our social media pages. Use the hashtag MyNews3Morning, and we'll choose our favorites and show them on the air.
All right. He refuses to sleep on the ground or go without showering, but we think we found a way to get Josh out camping.
Well, it's kind of camping.
Close enough.
Glamping. You may have heard of it. So we found a list of the best places to go glamping. And it's basically camping for people who are used to luxurious hotels. And some of our favorite spots here, according to this article from Forbes, there's one in Jackson, Wyoming, where you can stay in a stunning tiny home just minutes from the Tetons or Yellowstones. This one looks really cool. There's one in Hot Springs, Colorado. It's 6-foot tub. Towel warmers.
What?
2 mountain bikes if you're feeling a little more adventurous.
Towel warmers while you're camping? Josh?
I'm in.
Oh my goodness. It's a little too highbrow for me, I think.
Oh, wow. Everything's too highbrow for you, though, Leah.
That is cool, though. Chris, you went glamping last summer?
We needed something for the kids because we took 3 little kids with us, and we went to Mount Rushmore last summer. This was a great alternative, kind of like a mix between like a hotel and camping. You get the outdoors, but you still get some of like your modern day conveniences like running water, and you know the kids slept on like a pull-out couch.
Hey, not bad.
It worked for us, you know, to kind of introduce them, kind of ease them into the camping experience.
We're taking my parents out to Glacier National Park, and while I love to camp, my mom is not a huge camper, so I think glamping would have been a nice alternative. She's getting a hotel, so she'll be okay.
Oh, come on.
Barb's got the right idea.
Let's have a quick check-in with Hattie McLean here. How's it looking out there?
Not bad outside. We have our pet bug forecast today. This is Halo in Madison. Little flower halo on her head there. 74 degrees this afternoon. There will be a chance for some scattered showers and thunderstorms later on in the day, just like we had yesterday. Our high temperature trend is definitely upward as we head into next week.
Thank you, Hattie. Stay with us, folks. We'll be right back.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Going on now, 4 days only. Save big at Grand Appliance and avoid big box crowds this holiday during the Friends and Family Sale. Shop online or at your local Grand Appliance. Double up on grand exclusive savings. Up to $1,000 on top of already reduced July 4th pricing. Take advantage of safe online, phone, and virtual shopping options. Plus, your choice of either no-contact curbside or in-home delivery services. Don't delay. Grand Appliance Friends and Family Sale ends this Sunday, June 28th.
Here's to the road ahead. Trust Toyota to be here for you.
Now every Toyota hybrid vehicle is available with 0% financing. With fewer stops for gas, Toyota hybrids give you the confidence to go farther. See your dealer or shop and buy online. Right now, you can lease a new 2020 Toyota RAV4 Hybrid for $239 a month.
All from the brand you trust, today and tomorrow. Toyota.
Welcome to the Del Bar. One visit and you'll fall in love. A supper club you'll adore. 3 generations and a Wisconsin tradition for over 75 years. We are now open, so take a drive. We would love to have you come and dine with us. The Del Bar, since 1943, Wisconsin Dells.
Non-attorney spokesperson. This is a paid advertisement for legal services sponsored by Nightline Legal. Cases assigned on a random basis to participating law firms. Attention e-cigarette users. The use of e-cigarette vaping devices such as Juul has been linked to serious health effects, especially in teens and young adults. If you or your child used a vaping device and suffered lung damage, seizures, nicotine poisoning, addiction, or any other serious health problem, you may be entitled to financial compensation.
Call 1-800-624-9726. That's 1-800-624-9726.
Dark stains and algae buildup can rapidly age your roof. So give us a call here at Mad City Roofing for a new high-performance premium roofing system with Scotchguard protection to prevent stains and streaks. And now during our Raise the Roof event, 75% off labor. Ask about 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 18 months. And if you call during this program, receive a free $100 Amazon gift card with your free in-home estimate.
Hercules. I have been expecting you.
Aha! And I brought you a gift so you can fight properly. Red Bull.
Oh! How nice. Of you. But also... rather... stupid. Mine. Mine. No, mine. No, mine. Mine.
Mine. Red Bull gives you wings.
Breaking overnight, a sign of progress no longer standing as beloved statues and buildings are damaged. We'll tell you what you missed while you were sleeping.
This is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, folks. Statues removed, government buildings damaged, a state senator attacked, even a Molotov cocktail thrown. All new overnight in downtown Madison.
A lot of developments from protests overnight down near the Capitol to get to right away this morning. Josh?
We start with the latest on that breaking news and a live look downtown this morning where protesters caused a lot of damage overnight. I've learned a group of around 300 protesters marched through downtown. Police say as the night carried on, the group entered a private condo building and surrounded a tow truck, forcing the driver to leave it. The group later moved to the square and broke several windows at the city-county building before throwing a Molotov cocktail inside. Protesters also tried to break into the Capitol building, causing damage there. Police say they threw chemical spray from inside the building to drive them away. And we do have an update to breaking news. Within the last 10 minutes, I've learned the 2 iconic statues that usually stand on the Capitol Square are now in the hands of the city after being torn down overnight. Christina Laurie joins us live at the base of where the Forward statue used to stand. Christina?
Josh, one of those statues is the well-known Forward statue, which used to stand here behind me, but as you can see this morning, all that's left is that orange cone. The statue, Forward, was an icon known by Madisonians and Wisconsins alike as a sign of devotion and progress for women across the state. The statue dates back to 1893 when sculptress Jean Pond Miner finished the piece of art at the World's Columbian Exposition in Chicago. You can see that's even written on the plaque at the base of where the statue once stood. According to the State Historical Society, Miner was commissioned to create something representative of Wisconsin. She thought Forward perfectly embodied the state. Forward was originally put at the east entrance of the state capitol in 1895, but moved to several different locations at the base until it landed at the State Street corner. We have new sound in just this half hour from a community activist who we talked to this morning, who explains why she thinks the statue needed to come down.
We're not moving forward, we're moving backwards. So this don't need to be here until we're ready to move forward.
Now, we're still working to learn what, if anything, will replace this statue, as well as the one on the King Street corner of the Capitol that we showed you in the last half hour of Hans Christian Hegg. We hear that the city has also recovered that statue, as Josh mentioned, although it might have been beheaded.
Christina, I know those protesters left around 2:30 this morning. Are there people out and around downtown right now?
There's no more protesters out down here, but there are people walking around. We saw several runners go by. The Capitol steps are obviously a popular workout destination in the mornings, but there are people out kind of confused about what's been happening overnight. It's a lot of visible damage for the first time in several weeks.
All right, Christina Laurie following the latest breaking news from downtown this morning. Christina, thank you.
Several lawmakers are commenting on last night's destruction. Speaker Robin Vos is one of them. He's asking Governor Evers to, quote, finally do something about protesters committing crimes on state property. He called last night's events despicable and says the people involved are thugs. Republican Senator Dale Kooyenga also tweeting overnight. He says any money put toward restoring damaged property would come out of Madison's shared revenue. This essentially would withhold state aid to Madison that would otherwise go towards the repairs. He says what happened overnight is anarchy.
Democratic State Senate candidate Nada Elmi-Kashfi also commenting. She says the forward statue is a symbolic gatekeeper for a capital that legislates in racism. She says knocking it down is effective protest since it makes allies uncomfortable. We have yet to hear from Madison's Democratic Mayor, Satya Rhodes Conway, the governor, or lieutenant governor this morning.
Now, this isn't the first time the forward statue has been damaged in a recent protest. On the third night of protests in Madison back on June 1st, demonstrators poured paint onto the statue and spray painted BLM, standing for Black Lives Matter. Crews spent the following morning cleaning the statue and restoring it to how it looked before all that damage.
Protesters are demanding justice now, not just for George Floyd and Tony Robinson, but for Devanir Johnson.
Police officers arrested the 28-year-old yesterday outside of Cooper's Tavern. This video released by Madison Police shows the moments before Johnson's arrest. You'll see him following a man into Cooper's Tavern using a megaphone and carrying a baseball bat. He stays inside for a few minutes before leaving.
Once outside, a street camera captures the moment officers arrive. His bat falls to the ground as several officers try to arrest him. They struggle for several minutes before they're able to carry Johnson to a squad car. A few minutes later, you can see Johnson break away from officers before they tackle him and put him in handcuffs. Now, protesters say they think Johnson was simply using his voice to spread his message and shouldn't have been arrested in the way he was. Johnson, by the way, is a familiar face at Madison protests following the death of Floyd.
Brand new video into the newsroom this morning shows another confrontation with protesters during the day. This video was given to us by Tony with Signal 88 Security in Madison. As you can see here, protesters gathered in the street at the intersection of Blair and East Main. That's just between East Wash and John Nolan in Madison. They're chanting Black Lives Matter until someone screams car. The black SUV then turns onto Blair from Maine as protesters throw objects and chase after the vehicle. News 4 Now's Maddie O'Neill was at that scene and didn't see anyone hurt from this particular incident.
6:35 right now. Protesters damaging, defacing, and tearing down statues has been happening across the country now for weeks. It's also now happening worldwide. The statue in front of the French Parliament building is now covered in graffiti. The statue honors Jean-Baptiste Colbert, a royal from the 1600s who wrote rules governing slaves in France's overseas colonies. Police there say one person is now detained for the graffiti. This is the most prominent monument in France targeted since protests began there nearly a month ago. In the U.S., the Emancipation statue in Washington, D.C. is the latest target of anti-racism protesters. They gathered in Lincoln Park just a day after protesters tried to bring down the nearby statue of Andrew Jackson. The Emancipation statue was put up in 1876 to honor Abraham Lincoln for the Emancipation Proclamation. The criticism surrounding the statue is because of what it depicts and that formerly enslaved Americans didn't have any say in how it was built. Organizers didn't try to tear this statue down last night. They do plan to come back tomorrow night and do it then.
Turn into weather at 6:36. Hattie's kind of got a rinse and repeat forecast throughout this week, although it has been a little cooler than it had been here recently anyway.
Yeah, comfortable actually.
Yeah.
These temperatures really not feeling much like summer with highs in the 70s. Just like yesterday though, expect to see some pop-up afternoon and evening showers. A few isolated rumbles of thunder possible, but no severe weather expected today. Later on Friday into Saturday, that's our next chance for rain. We could see some heavier rain with those storms Friday night into Saturday morning, and then get ready for the heat and humidity. It doesn't feel much like summer right now, but it will next week. Heat index values will be heading into the 90s through much of the week. So here's where we start this morning. We picked up a little bit of rain scattered across the area yesterday. This is a result of those scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Most spots picking up less than 1/4 of an inch. The radar map is quiet right now. Nothing showing up even as we zoom out across the state, although just recently now noticed a few light sprinkles coming off of Lake Superior. Those showers will continue to develop across northern Wisconsin as we go through the late morning into the early afternoon hours. Right now, just a little bit of cloud cover here in Madison. We're looking at a live look from the WICTV sky camera. Pink on the horizon with the sun up, but really quite a few clouds right now. 59 is our current temperature in Madison, 54 in the Dells. Temperatures in southwestern Wisconsin, 56 in Platteville, as well as Prairie du Chien this morning. Your future track forecast model shows you that these clouds that we have this morning will move off to the east. That lets us have some sunshine through the remainder of the morning towards the lunch hour. Temperatures will be climbing into the 70s once again, topping at 74 degrees. Here is that scattered rain activity this afternoon. It will continue through the evening, so if you have outdoor events this evening, keep in mind there's a chance to get wet. All that rain, though, will diminish as the sun sets. Total precipitation, again, is going to be on the light side with this next rain event later today into this evening. Here's a look at your extended forecast. Dry tomorrow with highs back in the 80s. Then we're to the mid-80s starting on Friday with higher humidity. Could be some heavy rain later Friday into early Saturday. Right now, though, the rest of the weekend looks mostly dry.
Thank you very much, Hattie. 6:38 now. The DHS releases its latest data on the coronavirus in Wisconsin in just a couple of hours. Currently, though, there are more than 5,000 people with active cases across the state. That's out of the 25,000 total, so 20,000 recovered at this point. As you can see, even with a decrease in the percentage of positive cases, we are still trending upwards. Now take a look at this. The state is updating a county-level dashboard. This is new. It breaks down each county by case rate and the change in percentage of positive cases. The darker the county, of course, the more cases of COVID-19. Rock County is at a high level. Dane, a medium. Greene County is the only border county that isn't at a high activity level. The DHS plans to update this data weekly.
And this is a decision that has a lot of people talking this morning. Baseball is back. The Brewers tweeted a picture overnight saying, "Game on." Kristen Yelich and Josh Hader also posting to celebrate the moment. Yelich says, "Back soon." Hader says, "Milwaukee, we're coming for you." The players will go to their training camp starting July 1st. It'll be a much shorter version of the season, 60 games starting late July. The debate over when and how to start the season extended when players and owners couldn't agree on salaries and other specifics related to this season.
I am excited for this news. It's about time we have some positivity, huh, Josh?
Yeah, it is. A little bit of hope that we could have some of a summer this year. That's some good news right there. 6:40 right now. Let's take a look at your traffic on this Wednesday morning. No crashes or major incidents to speak of across Dane and Rock counties. There are your drive times. Looks like you're moving at posted speeds as you head out the door. Let's take a live look outside. Beautiful start out there to this hump day. A few broken clouds right there. Hattie has more rain chances, though, coming up in her forecast.
And if you've gone to the store lately and noticed a lot of folks not wearing masks, you're not alone. Stick around to see how your county fares when it comes to wearing protective gear. That's when News 3 Now This Morning returns.
Strength and versatility to the power of 4 at Sloan's. Get to know the John Deere 4 Family Series tractor. Get 0% for 84 months or $285 per month on a John Deere 4044N with loader. The power of 4 unleashed.
I do all my shoe shopping at Rogan's because I know that I find what I'm looking for and save. You can count on great service, a huge selection, the best name brands, and the second pair is half price. And one more thing, a choice in how you save. I can get my second pair half price now, or just save my receipt, come back anytime, and get my next pair for half price. Rogan's makes saving easy.
Selection, service, name brands, and the second pair is half price. Visit online at roganshoes.com.
Happy 4th of July Super Sale, happening this week at the Brothers Maine. Come in now for more savings on more brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and Amana. We make upgrading your home more convenient at Maine with up to 18 months of 0% financing and expert-free delivery. Get more at the 4th of July Super Sale. More selection, more savings, and more satisfaction. And happy birthday, USA, from the Brothers Maine, your local store for more since 1938.
Celebrate the freedom of a great night's sleep and save big during the July 4th sale at Denver Mattress. Sleep cool all night long and save up to $500 on the superior cooling comfort of a Tempur-Breeze. Or save 25% on our entire Doctor's Choice lineup. Any size, any model. Check out the budget-friendly queen-size Summit Firm, now only $189.99. Plus 4 years, no interest financing, and free shipping right to your doorstep. Don't miss the July 4th sale, on now at Denver Mattress.
When America needed us to build, we built. Masks, ventilators, shields. When frontliners needed support, Ford dealers answered. And now we're open and ready to serve you. With special offers like 0% financing for 72 months across the Ford lineup. Stop by a Ford dealership or go online. We've made it safer to shop, easier to buy. Now get 0% financing for 72 months across the Ford lineup. Contact your Ford dealer or stop by today.
Strength and versatility to the power of 4 at Sloan's. Get to know the John Deere 4 Family Series tractor. Get 0% for 84 months or $285 per month on a John Deere 4044N with loader. The power of 4 unleashed.
No matter what the color of your skin is,
We all have to be part of this.
It is a time that we hear people out who are offering up solutions that can lead to change.
We are spending a lot of time right now listening so we can better do our job, so we can better amplify your voices, tell your stories, and hopefully build a better tomorrow, a better city for all of us.
2020 may not just be the year that everything was canceled. It may end up being the most important year yet.
So you've probably heard that talking to your plants helps them grow, but what about playing them some music?
That's what one string quartet is doing in Spain. Check this out. The musicians played with almost 2,300 plants filling the theater in Barcelona while the group performed live. Seems like a lot of work to put all the plants in their places for this performance.
It's beautiful.
But it's beautiful, and there's also a reason for it. It's to celebrate Spain coming off of its coronavirus lockdown and allowing venues to host performances again.
The Opera House says that it hopes the concert reminds people to get closer to nature as they get back into a routine. Now, the only way for humans to see this show right now is to live stream it. And by the way, all the plants in the theater that you see here are going to be donated to healthcare workers.
This is heaven to me. I love plants, so this is really neat.
I was going to say, I thought I was looking at a picture of Leah's new house there.
I sneak in so many plants. We're at 11 right now.
It's not
I
bad.
think that smells really good in there.
It does. I think it brightens. Plants make people happy, and so does music. So this is one of my favorite stories in the morning.
Yeah, they're gorgeous.
All right, here's an interesting statistic out of UW-Madison this morning. Researchers say a new study shows fewer than half of grocery shoppers in the state wear a mask while they shop. The study took a look at 20 Wisconsin counties, finding 40% of their 3,300 grocery shoppers covered their faces.
WPR reports Dane County had the highest percentage at 69%, but only about 7% of shoppers in Adams County wore masks.
I feel like this is a good time to remind everybody that the CDC does recommend wearing cloth face coverings in spaces that it's difficult to social distance, and they even cite grocery stores as an example.
So when I go places, I wear a bandana because I think it looks kind of cool.
Because you're
I'm a bandit. I'm an old school cowboy.
You're looking to rob a bank in the 1850s.
Yeah, I have like three bandanas in my car. It's like, okay, what color am I going to wear into the store
They've made them
today?
quite stylish, like the face masks and
certainly.
stuff. Like, I think it's going to be kind of a new fashion, trend, fad, whatever you want to say. But hey, it's convenient. Just keep it in your car, put it on in public places. Not
Very
too
true.
difficult. All right, 6:46. Let's turn to the forecast. And kind of a difficult week to plan out being outside because it's just kind of one of those things that it's been like this all week. You have some sunshine. Yeah, you can go for a walk, and then all of a sudden you need the umbrella 5 minutes later.
Yep, you just take that umbrella before you head out the door. If you're headed out early this morning, no issues. Here's a live look from the Queen Bee Radio Sky Camera in Platteville. Looking to the east, there you can see the cloud cover that we're under here in Madison, but skies are sunny in Platteville this morning. Here's a look at weather track. Tough to see some of those low-level clouds on the map, but you can see them developing within the last hour or so across south central Wisconsin. They'll continue to move off to the east. Still expecting lots of sunshine this morning. After the lunch hour, that's when it's fair game for some scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms once again. It'll be very similar to what we had yesterday with those showers moving through pretty quickly. So if you find yourself under one of the showers or thunderstorms, it's not expected to last very long. Our temperatures this morning are in the mid to upper 50s. Not a bad start to the day at all. We'll head to highs in the mid 70s. Normally this time of the year, as we get into late June, highs would be in the low 80s. So we're a little bit cooler than we should be right now. Coming up in a couple minutes, we'll talk more about how you will have to dodge raindrops as you head towards the end of the week.
Okay, thanks, Hattie. Coming up in the morning sprint, a drive-in doesn't just work for movies. We'll tell you how you can catch a coronavirus-friendly version of one of your favorite summer traditions starting tonight.
And we're taking a live look at downtown Madison this morning, where demonstrators damaged several buildings and tore down iconic statues overnight. We're tracking the potential fallout and what lawmakers should say coming up next. Stay with us.
Connect with News 3 Now on Facebook Messenger.
Salute massive savings at Ashley Home Store's Stars and Stripes event. Save up to 60% off. Plus, take a bonus 10% off our sale prices at checkout. And interest-free financing for 3 years on top of our very best deals. Ashley Home Store. This is home.
Attic Angel Community has earned a reputation as the one and only. But what's so memorable to the people who live here?
It's good local heart. Interesting friends.
The view from my window.
Continuing education.
The food.
The amazing art studio.
Happy hour.
There are many reasons to love Attic Angel Community, but there's just one Attic Angel.
You wash your cars and clothes and canines. You wash your cars and clothes and canines. You wash your cars and clothes and canines. At the Magic Wash. At the Magic Wash. Whoa.
We've got the power. It's deer season at the power centers of Madison. John Deere compact utility tractors have the power and versatility to tackle the biggest jobs on your list. Multiple attachments are available, extremely easy to operate, control, and finesse. Make home and garden work fun with John Deere mowers. Mow, mulch, and haul your way to a beautiful yard. Get your John Deere now at the power centers of Madison.
RHD Plumbing has the most reliable professionals in the industry. With honesty you can trust to deliver quality products and workmanship, dedicated to being the best. RHD Plumbing now offers complete bathroom and kitchen remodeling, the best plumbers, and everything else you need to finish your dream project. For your home or business, get the job done right the first time with no surprises with the reliable, honest, and dedicated plumbing professionals of RHD Plumbing, proud partner of the Green Bay Packers.
Gobin Cars grand opening sale, beautiful Middleton. 2017 Nissan Sentras, Hyundai Elantras for only $79.95 or $129 per month.
That's right. Buy 2017 Nissan Sentras and Hyundai Elantras for only $79.95 or $129 per month.
Gobin Cars is selling 2018 Kia Fortes for only $89.95 or $149 per month.
Hurry in today and just ask for my dad, Don the Dealman Gobin.
Or my daughter, Crystal the Pistol Gobin.
You gotta go to Gobin, GobinCars.com.
Ashley Home Store's Mattress Marathon ends soon. Don't miss our biggest mattress sale of the year. Pay as little as $22 a month for Tempur-Pedic with 6 years no-interest financing. Doorbuster Queen mattresses are just $95 while they last. Through Monday at Ashley Home Store.
Get a Summit mortgage with a down payment as low as 3%.
It's just about 6:51. Time for the morning sprint.
We start with a live look downtown this morning where a group of up to 300 protesters caused a lot of damage overnight. Police say that as the night carried on, that group entered a private condo building and surrounded a tow truck, forcing the driver to leave it. They later moved to the square and broke several windows of the city-county building before throwing a Molotov cocktail inside. Protesters also tried to break into the Capitol building, causing damage there. Police say they threw chemical spray from inside the building to drive them away.
Josh, that's not the only damage that happened overnight. The forward statue also torn down. All that remains is this orange cone. A sign of progress now is torn down. The forward statue is an icon known by Madisonians and Wisconsinites as a sign of devotion and progress for women across the state. The statue dates all the way back to 1893 when sculptress Jean Pond Miner finished the piece of art at the World's Columbian Exposition in Chicago. According to the State Historical Society, Miner was commissioned to create something representative of Wisconsin. She thought forward perfectly embodied the state. In the you can find more pictures of the other statue removed on the other side of the Capitol up on our website, channel3000.com.
Thank you, Christina. Several lawmakers are commenting on last night's destruction. Speaker Robin Vos is one of them. He's asking Governor Evers to, quote, finally do something about protesters committing crimes on state property. He called last night's events despicable and says the people involved are thugs. Republican Senator Dale Koyenga also tweeting overnight. He says any money put toward restoring damaged property will come out of Madison's shared revenue. This essentially would withhold state aid to Madison that would otherwise go toward those repairs. He says what happened overnight is anarchy.
Democratic State Senate candidate Nada El-Mikashfi is also commenting. She says the forward statue is a symbolic gatekeeper for a Capitol that legislates in racism. She says knocking it down is effective protest since it makes allies uncomfortable. We've yet to hear from Madison's Democratic mayor, the governor, or lieutenant governor this morning. State Senator Tim Carpenter says he might have a concussion after he was allegedly assaulted during last night's protests. Carpenter took this video here showing the moments leading up to the alleged assault. He was filming the crowd and protesters began shouting him at him, and two of them you can see run up to confront him. Carpenter says he was then beaten up by 8 to 10 people, then locked himself in the Capitol for protection.
Protesters are demanding justice for Devanir Johnson. Police arrested the 28-year-old yesterday outside of Cooper's Tavern. Officers say he was protesting at the tavern, talking through a microphone while holding a baseball bat. Police say some restaurant patrons claimed Johnson's actions disturbed them. Protesters say they think Johnson was using his voice to spread his message and shouldn't have been arrested in the way he was.
New video from a News 3 Now viewer this morning shows another confrontation with protesters during the day. As you can see here, protesters gathering in the street at the intersection of Blair and East Main, chanting Black Lives Matter. That until someone screams car. A black SUV then turns onto Blair from Maine as protesters throw objects and chase after the vehicle. Our Maddie O'Neill was at the scene but didn't see anyone hurt from this particular incident.
We're hoping for some good news in just a few hours when the DHS releases its new coronavirus data. There are currently more than 5,000 people with active cases of coronavirus across the state. That's out of more than 25,000 confirmed cases. As you can see, even with a decrease in the percent of positive cases yesterday, we're still trending upwards.
An Amazon fulfillment center in Minnesota has one of the largest coronavirus outbreaks recorded for that kind of setting. At least 88 of its 1,000 workers have tested positive at the Shakopee site. That's located just south of Minneapolis. Our affiliate in Minneapolis reports the director of the state's health department is reaching out to employers when case clusters start to happen and will provide guidance to slow the spread.
The Madison Chamber Orchestra is swapping the square for a diamond, at least for now. The first 4 concerts on the square live performances have been canceled. They've been replaced, though, with 2 drive-in shows at Warner Park, and they start tonight. Families pay $25 a car to get in, and the performance will be shown twice, once at 7, again at 8:45. Chamber Orchestra soloists will be featured all summer long on Live at 4, with each musician playing a piece of their choice from iconic Madison locations each week.
Final look at traffic at 6:55 this Wednesday morning. No crashes or major incidents to speak of across town. See some more delays as you approach the Beltline from Stoughton Road south. Looks like we are seeing some more heavy delays along Park Street as you get on the Beltline there. There are your drive times as far as your inbound highways, looking pretty good so far. John Nolan Drive also green as of this hour. That's your first one traffic.
And your first one weather starts with a view from the Edgewater sky camera this morning. You can see some clouds overhead, but clearing taking place on the west side of Madison as we speak. Look for some sunshine this morning. Nothing showing up around here on the radar map. There have been a few light showers popping up in and around Minneapolis and in far northern Wisconsin. It'll take a few hours, but those scattered showers are expected to reach southern Wisconsin later today. Temperatures will climb to highs in the middle 70s this afternoon with a light northwest wind. Here's a look at that upcoming weekend forecast. Rain likely late Friday into early Saturday, turning much warmer and more humid.
Thank you very much, Hattie. Stay with News 3 Now throughout the day for the latest on overnight protests and what's next today.